but it's definitely one of those things where we all know what this is going to do. We all know that this is going to change manufacturing, deliveries, like home life, and other things like that. And Tesla's going to be the company to do it. And so,
But on this, we've also seen. I've also seen the comments, and I've seen it time and time again. Oh, this is new. This is actually so another Tesla bashing all over. And I was thinking, no, Boston Dynamics doesn't do the same thing. It isn't the same thing. Can it do backflips? Is doing a backflip thing that is important in the job description of a factory worker? I wouldn't say so.
no.
So this doesn't make sense. Tesla wants to build a mass production utilizable robot that can see and tag and learn and have a neural net, a real life vision AI system inside, a FSD kind of deal that was maybe a little bit adapted to the robot, but still, I think this is overlooked. The brains of it's the important thing, the brains of the Tesla bot. The rest is even impressive. It's about the mass production. So the actuators are designed to being mass produced and not by hand. I mean, you can build 10, 20 Boston Dynamics prototypes, but when you want to go into the thousands, it wouldn't be possible. So that's why, I mean, of course, robotics companies are doing great stuff. That's also a forefront of engineering. Every company nearly does great robots, and Tesla bot is also one of them. But the difference here is that they have so much synergies in Tesla that they can utilize inside of the Tesla.
And,
That's the big takeaway,
and
I think. Yeah.
And also, too, it's going to be one of those things, right? This is going to be another sleeping giant. We all know
Hmm.
the
Absolutely.
implications that this could have on the valuation of Tesla down the road.
Mm.
But right now, like, for example, the biggest sleeping giant that Tesla has had recently has been the battery and storage business and solar. And
Yeah.
now you're starting to actually see, like, I think there were some stats. So keep me honest here if you've seen the stats, but like the actual amount of out of like 100 batteries that are going out for solar panels and other things, 50 to 70% of it, I believe, is Tesla, if not more. And so
Wow.
it's just one of those things where, Tesla is this business, the Optimus business. It will probably be similar to the battery and storage business as it is now. Is like the battery and storage business, and even solar business is starting to ramp. Like people
Hmm.
are going through crazy. They're going through a lot of issues with renewable energy in general, or just having energy. And we all have the sun. Like no matter pretty much where you
Hmm.
are, unless you're in Antarctica or other places, you're gonna get the sun. And it's
Hmm.
a free source that all you have to do is stick solar panels and be able to store it somewhere, and you can power anything and be completely off the grid.
Hmm.
But that business is very profitable, and so it's one of those things where that is going to be the case. I think for this bot, as they're slowly developing this, it's going to be kind of like a hidden gem. And at some point in the next 5 to 10 years, you'll start to see it, like, when they actually are able to produce it and put it in homes. That's where you'll get that big multiple right now, where it's like, as we all know, Elon has said, Tesla is a bunch of startups within one.
Yeah.
So
It's like
they
an
have like,
ETF. Yeah.
exactly. So I think the call out is that this is, no one should be, I think, in my opinion, this is all us knowing that Tesla isn't a car company. We know it's a
Yeah.
bunch of different companies. It's not necessarily something you should be baking into your insane valuations of the
Of
future,
course. Yeah.
but it's definitely one of those things where we all know what this is going to do. We all know that this is going to change manufacturing, deliveries, like home life, and other things like that. And Tesla's going to be the company to do it. And so as solar is now producing and ramping and starting to be, the business
Hmm.
that Tesla should be leaning into, this will down the road, I think, is gonna play into that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, what I found so interesting is Tesla wants to utilize more and more vertical integrate the crucial parts that they can't be, yeah, that they can't rely on actually, or having the risk to rely on third-party suppliers. They're going to produce it in-house. The batteries, for example, are one key component for them. That's why they produce the 4680 batteries. Are they at the rates that they've announced at Battery Day? no, that was just their future plans to get to the like 50% cost reduction and 50% better performance and stuff like this. So also the performance of the batteries right now and the utilization is around like, I don't know, a little bit still higher. So they're not as not really better than the 2170 batteries that they are using, but still they are in-house produced. That's the big thing here.
Exactly.
And as well is when you produce batteries, you kind of have some batteries. We've seen videos of these almost those cabins where they put the batteries in, or those boxes where and they charge the batteries and discharge the batteries to check how much you can charge them. How is the utilization of the single cell? And the thing is, if you have bad utilization, guess what? You could put that into a gigapack, for example. And that's the most important thing. They can shift if they have a good batch of batteries and a batch that isn't as good. They could use it for a different product in that sense, that don't have to destroy it and recycle it. They can just put it into another product, like the Powerwall, for example, because then weight isn't really an issue. They can put more, or I don't know, kind of. That's my thought on that. Or even if we reach saturation in the car market, they're gonna shift to a different category and just put the batteries inside of that. It's so simple. It's absolutely astonishing.
And it's interesting too, because they have I mean, Franz, or I think it could have actually been Drew who said this, where sure, they could have made the Cybertruck 500 miles, but what they decided to do is put less cells in so that they can make more electric vehicles and put the range extender as an option, because I think even Sandy said like the average American is only driving 40 miles a day. And so it's just, you don't need 500 miles. And so, I mean, I know I was a little bit disappointed on the range, but I also now understand, like, I'm not thinking about it from like a supply chain and operational perspective. I'm thinking about, you told me this, I'm getting this.
Yeah, that's true. But I also agree there. What my take on that is that there could be down the line, if the utilization of the battery increases or the battery gets more efficient, that's what I mean, to the rate that they announced at Battery Day that they are targeting. So also with the silicone cathode and anode, I'm not a technician there, that's why, please, not an engineer here, so please cut me some slack here, but there are they could do some improvements into the battery that battery is more efficient. That means they could extend the range afterwards when they reach this point, and I think we're going to see a Cybertruck with 400 miles down the road, for example. I can really see that, because then they don't have to put more batteries inside. The batteries they have inside are more efficient, for example, and aren't even heavier. That's the thing. And the range extender, of course, is also a game changer, because then you can swap the battery if that's possible. We don't really know that. I haven't seen something, but it would make sense that you could lift this thing up. And also, if you have a construction company, I think you can swap out a big battery in the back. I think that could happen. And if that's the case, then it's easy. When you know, we have to tow something very heavy, or over a big hill, we're going to put the range extender in. We can pre-charge these things maybe in the office or something. And and that's my thoughts on that. So.
But yeah, either way, the Optimus business is going to be big. It's definitely something that we all know is going to be a slow process to ramp, and also at the same time going to be very, very exciting to see how it grows and how it gets better. Especially, what I'm looking forward to is, when can they start putting these things in their own factories? That's the best testing place for all of this stuff. So
absolutely, and the thing also is, they need also more data from the bot, because they want to feed their neural net, and they need to get this thing ASAP out into the factory floor, that the thing can learn even more. And if they have more and more bots being utilized already in the factory, then the data stream will get bigger and bigger. And of course, that's FSD 12 actually. So I think we're gonna see interesting stuff there.